ladies and gentlemen of the press, we want to welcome you to this regular press briefing. As usual, the host is Mr. Swift today. So will be our deputy press secretary. We'll give you the opportunity to speak to you, and you get set to get the best question out of himself. The floor is up to you, sir.
Thank you very much, El, for your time on today. Again, let me say good morning, good afternoon, and good day to all of you joining the video platform here present on today. We are happy to be back on another Tuesday, and the platform that is established here from the office of the press secretary to bring you up to speed with activities relating to the workings of His Excellency Dr. George Manning Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia. Today we are happy to see all of you. It's been a week now since our last interaction, and every time we assemble you here, it is for the sole purpose of communicating activities relating to development, infrastructure-wise, activities around the movement of the president, especially his engagement and upcoming activities. So we are very happy today that we see you all in full. On behalf of the office of the president, we want to wish you a pleasant time and thanks for joining us on another Tuesday. Today we will do a lot of different brush up on some of the upcoming activities of the president, and will allow you as usual to ask us a few questions. We know as usual you come prepared to quiz us on the president take on some of the trending national issues, and something we will always want to engage you about as well. So we are grateful that this interaction will go on as scheduled. There are a few things we will concentrate on today as we run you through our usual Tuesday update. And first, we want to let you know that His Excellency the President has again represented Liberia in the just held AU summit. You are aware that Liberia has had her own difficulties in participating in the regional body meeting due to arrears, but we are happy that through the instrumentality of the president, our country was able to set up and meet her obligation, qualifying Liberia to be a part of that two-day summit. And again, the plight of the country, the discussion about regional peace, and of course keeping Africa peaceful, and Liberia participation was indeed necessary, because we've been out of those discussions and around it. But the president again did his country best by representing us at that discussion, which of course brought together leaders from Africa. The first discussion around was a regional discussion on the ECOWAS before the AU. So we are happy that again we played our role as a country, and of course he attended both summits, the extraordinary summit of ECOWAS and then the AU summit. That tells you that we are making progress as a country. We are being recognized for our effort in the region, and our points in those major discussions remain very vital to the growth and development and sustaining the peace in the region. So we thought to recap that portion of the president activities for you. We talk about this, and again, it sounds like a broken record, but for the sake of our audience and people who follow us a lot, it is always good for us to re-emphasize the quest of the president, especially his developmental agenda. We are happy that finally we've made a very big progress in restoring nightlife to our country. You are aware that some of our friends who was born in the 1990s or maybe during the late 1989, whether they were born here in Mosurado or they came here due to the war, the sort of city that was being in total darkness. So if you are 30 years now of in your age, it tells you that you haven't seen a street light in Monrovia or in the Mosurado corridor like you've seen of late. That was due to the damage of the facility during the civil conflict in our country. That particular infrastructure got destroyed. There has been presidents here before His Excellency Dr. Weah, but they equally found it difficult to resuscitate the nightlife in the city. And under this administration of the president, he made a promise to the Liberian people some time ago that his administration was about to dignify our streets at night. There's been this talk around criminal activities in the country on our major streets, and of course complain about people deserting the street early because of the lack of lights on our streets. And so the president thought to undertake a project, and today we are happy to report to you that we successfully completed a portion of it. That is not the end of the project. We've given you communities and streets that are expected to benefit. We've done just a phase of the completion, and we are grateful that the president's dream is gradually being actualized. People are about seeing what the president intends to see happen in his administration, talking about his developmental intent. And so today, even though there are still challenges with the Liberia Electricity Corporation, as I speak to you at this particular moment, the team from EDC is equally having a press conference at MICAP, briefing other media institutions about the challenges they are encountering with the hydro and the supply of current to energize the lights. Those are situations that are being worked on. We are hoping to make some progress on that. The president wants to see more lights on our streets. So the Johnsonville corridor have started. They've started doing the pedestals. They will put those poles there as well. The roads along the Johnsonville corridor is about to get connected. And of course, the president wants to see that road comes on with light. That is going to be another phase of the project. Like we said, the 72nd SKD Boulevard stretch of road is also benefit from the lighting project, which of course has again afford people the opportunity to stay out a little bit late on the road, on the street, on our broad street that appear to be very dark in our most recent past 10, 20, 30 years ago. So it is something that we will keep talking about, because not many persons see that as a big initiative, but this administration takes that in her stride as something very accommodating, and it is good that we will keep talking about it. So we just thought that we could re-emphasize that it is also for the importance of safety and of course on our roads. So we are grateful that we've managed to complete a phase that has brought together the lighting of portion of our streets. Again, we want to take you to a project today that is very important. The president, in his own quest to turn the face of our country around, you know that he's done a lot of different travels. COVID has stalled some of those expected result of the travel, but the president is not deterred. He's not shying away from those efforts in making Liberia better. His personal engagement with other friends and partners of Liberia in helping him achieve his agenda is about coming to fruition. And so on today, the president will be breaking grounds for another very big project, youth-driven, but very unique project. The groundbreaking for the Invisible Park. It is called the Invisible Park because it was once a practice ground for the Invincible 11 football club in Liberia. That facility or that ground is about to get a brand new look. A project that is going to last for 4 months. Is going to come with a lot of different sporting facility, to include football pitches. I'm told that 3 football pitches will be placed at the Invisible Park. We're informed that there will be basketball court, recreation and exercises will be very important. It's also going to come with a volleyball court, and then there will be a facility for track, and we are also trying to include in there, as part of it, is going to be children playground. We noticed that recreation played a very serious role in our country. We hear parents and sport athletes complain a lot about the lack of these facilities in our city center or in our country. And again, the president is taking this as his initiative, the funding, and of course making sure it's completed in 4 months. As of the groundbreaking on today, you will get more detail when the president will officially break ground for the Invisible Park. Again, playground for children. Very wonderful thing to see on the Tottenham Boulevard at that park. Those who want to do their morning exercises or Saturday walk around sports facility can make use of the pitches that will be placed there. It's going to help the youth of our country. It's going to create a different environment for the young people of our country. So again, we are happy to report to you that that ceremony takes place this afternoon at about 2 o'clock. I'm very sure in your coverage, as you will love to do, covering the executive mansion, you will take that for your audience out there to be a part of it. We want to inform you that the president tour to the counties is now set and ready to roll out. And again, it is very important that we inform you about the county tour. The tour kicks off on the 12th of this month, so it's this weekend. Holding everything constant, all of the arrangement for the counties, from the phase of the internal affairs to the protocol of the president's stay in the 6 counties are now being finalized. And so the president county tour is set for this weekend. Why in the counties? The president will have a lot of engagement. By the way, it is a county tour, but it goes with a name that we want you to establish. It is the Citizen Engagement County Tour. The President Citizen Engagement County Tour. So we can't just say the President is going on a county tour, but on the county tour, he's going to get involved with engaging the citizens of the country, especially those counties that he will be visiting. So it is a Citizen Engagement County Tour. Starts on the 12th. And so, like we were highlighting to you on what will be coming up in the various counties. So, for example, we know that in the 6 counties, there will be several different engagement in the counties. Again, we've been advised about the movement of the President, but we can tell you that the President will visit Nima County. He will also pay a visit to Maryland County. I'm just giving you the counties now. And Maryland County is on the President agenda. Grand Crew County is also on the President agenda for the county tour. Grand Jita County is also captured in this phase of the President County Citizen Engagement Tour. From Grand Jita County, Bond County is also on the listing for the President activities in the county. And River G County is also one of the counties. So we got 6 counties listed for the President Citizen Engagement Tour. It is a wonderful thing because in every county, the President will get involved into several activities. Those activities are capture the county, and there are separate meetings to be followed with inter-religious council, traditional leaders, county administration meetings, and of course the President will be meeting with the caucus of the counties as he proceeds. So it is not just driving through the counties. The President will make several stops. Again, we will hold on to those stops as we proceed. We will give you update as to when, where, and those places that the President will be making a stop in the county. But you are aware that he's going to go to those counties and hold meetings with his people. So now that you are aware of the places the President will go and the activities of the President, we expect that the team covering the President will also be accorded the opportunity to do justice to the county engagement with the President, because again, it is for the sole purpose of allowing the President to interact with members of the various communities, and of course the counties and people that the President will be interacting with. So in those town hall meetings, he will also have some time to dedicate projects. And for example, in Bond County, there will be an agriculture fair. I'm told that some of you guys are aware that the President is taking the issue of agriculture on a very high note, and he's hoping that the agriculture fair in Bond County will rejuvenize the agriculture sector, give it another breathing space so that the people of the country can get more engaged into the agro sector. And that is something that the President is actually strong about, and he's hoping that doing this tour there will be a lot of different conversation around agriculture into the counties, getting the communities involved, getting the people involved, holding those very strategic meetings that will get involved with bringing some understanding to governance of the country. Not many persons have had the opportunity to see the president since his election. This travel around has been pushed for several different reasons. Most recent was COVID, but again, it's like we're going to live with that for some time while the scientists and the medical people are trying to find solution to it. The country needs to get going. The people need to see their leader, and so President will be meeting the people in his citizen engagement arrangement. Today we got a lot on our offsite activities. The president should be meeting the Lofa County football team sometime today. I'm told that they are already around the facility. The Lord Mayor, who's one of the staunch supporters of Lofa County, have brought in the county team to speak to the president. Again, the president is a lover of sports. That is why he took his time off to grace the occasion marking the county meet. We are happy that festivity came to an end. We are looking forward to more engagement with the county team and other sporting federation. Like that will happen on today. So at this point, we will hold up here and run through your questions. You will call your name and your institution, and of course, we can have our engagement.
Well, Chairman, have you listened to our deputy? We are fully open to just one person per question, please. Okay, Dave.
My name is Dave Freyu, and I report for Kings FM. I have 3 questions.
How about one?
No, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
The first one has to do with the street lights. I monitor one of the representatives from LEC yesterday on state radio. He said that the street lights will be given to communities based upon where current will be supplied. For example, if Central Moravia has electricity, that particular day, the street lights will appear there. So if possible, you will not see it in Comperton, though people will not be on the switch. So the only thing it's good for the LEC to have the street lights operated on one generator so that the critics can now say today lights, tomorrow lights. The second one has to do with Lofa County. We all know that the National County meeting was squarely intended for reconciliation, which the president exhibited, to the fullest. And Lofa now captured the cup, and there will be a huge celebration in Lofa County. I'm wondering why the Ministry of Internal Affairs, who knows exactly that the president has decided to do a lot of engagement on agriculture, and we all know that Lofa County is one of those counties that basically focuses on agriculture. Why they could not place Lofa County on the president as part of the activities so that he could use that time to do more engagement on the issue of agriculture. And lastly is the LMP, the Liberia National Police. On most occasions, they have spoken about preventing backgrounders from coming to Central Moravia. But sometimes the deadline they get, after the deadlines, you still find the backgrounders 24 hours in the city. The evidence is the recent National County meet. We saw LMP, State Security, seeing ordinary people who now have full, like those kids, enter the field and then climb over the wire, enter the field. We saw police officers passing, seeing those people. They could not even go to tell them until more than 500 people enter the field. They have to bring the AFL to come and whip people. So why is it the LMP is not really making their efforts in terms of their functions?
Well, again, let me just get you off track on that LMP issue. So the Liberia National Police has the whole communication sector. I'm very sure that Moses Carter, who runs the affairs of the LMP communication team, could be best suited to tell you what are the issues with the LNP as it relates to your question and the county meet. What we intend to do here on this platform is to relate our conversation around activities of the president and his engagement. So those sector ministries and agencies that you are concerned about will be good that you need to make a follow-up to the LNP to find out as to why they allow those things to slip during the operation at the just ended National County Sports Meet. The issue with Lofa County winning the county meet and they are not being captured in this first phase of the president travel. I'm not sure the winning of the county meet was one of the conditions for selecting counties. This county tour has been planned. It was planned long before even the county meet came into action. And so there are phases of the county meet. We are aware, the president is aware, that Lofa County will not be left out of his county tour. There are other counties that equally crying for the president to pay them a visit. They are waiting to see the president. I'm sure Lofa is one of those counties. The president is happy that they've won the county meet. That is why their team today has come to pay the president a courtesy visit. So the president will go to Lofa. We are aware that Lofa comes as one of the full basket of the country. Agriculture cannot be discussed and become successful to exclude Lofa or any other county. So the president will go to the counties as per schedule, and those counties that will fall in his second phase will be announced upon the completion of the first phase of his county tour. So currently we got 6 counties on the president citizen engagement tour, and we look forward to a successful completion of the 6th county, and then we'll progress to the rest of the counties with the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the President Protocol and Security and all getting involved. They decide as to when the president makes his second tour. But the president would love to go to all of the counties. But currently, we got 6 counties on this travel of the weekend. You are aware Armed Forces Day is also on Thursday. So after that engagement, the president is set and ready to go to the counties, and it's going to be a good thing to follow and see how the engagement with the citizen will end up during the president travel. You talk about the street light issue with the situation with LEC. We're hearing the same situation. There are ongoing conversations with LEC as to how they intend to energize the street light. The hydro, I'm told, now with the dry, there's always been this situation. So the people are trying to ration the electricity. We don't have street lights in all of the communities, and for sure. So we know that we got lights on the Tottenham Boulevard to Broad Street. We got light from Broad Street to Vartan to Freeport. So whatever strategy the EDC is having a press briefing today, the colleagues from other media institutions are also there. I'm sure that they will get exactly the clear picture, but the president will want to see the streets with lights, more of those lights are about to come online, and I'm sure the issue of power generation and energizing those lines to supply the needed current to the street lights and to the communities with the transformer and what have you are something that the management of LEC are working towards. They've had several different meetings with the president and the Minister of State on those issues, and they are finding the solution to it. So it is not that the president wants to see just the light in the street for decoration. He wants to see them functional. So the LEC management is working overtime. They have showed the president that they are going to handle those issues, and will look towards seeing them being fulfilled.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Sarah Simon. I work for Fabric 101.1 FM. 2 questions quickly. Last year, as part of the special presidential project, you announced, I did very briefly, that the Armed Forces of Liberia the AFL was working to do the sidewalk from Liberia Junction to Vamuma. But as we speak, we are not seeing physical construction was going on. What is the current status of that project? And secondly, we talked about the president has made a lot of travels and the expected outcomes have been affected as a result of COVID-19. Can you be more specific on some of those expected outcomes being affected?
Well, so we are aware that every time the president travels, he get engaged with conversation around his plan, his vision for Liberia. He talks to other presidents. Some of them make some very good commitment to help Liberia develop in various sectors. Like for example, before COVID, we were talking about students going to Israel to do mechanized farming, the new method of farming. I'm very sure that you are aware that also got affected, and the outcome was for students to go and learn the new method of farming, come back to this country, and infuse them into our agriculture sector. So we are now being challenged by that. But like I said, the president is not deterred. We've heard the president hold discussion on developing various sectors of the country, and he's been talking to his friends and partners. Some of those had to do with education, had to do with infrastructure development, and you can go on naming the rest. But again, while it is true that they are yet to come in the expectation of the president, because not many travels, some of the countries are seriously challenged with COVID. They are not allowing people to fly in and out of their space. So it also brought some setback. But the president has been very strong. His corridor remains open. And if you hear that the president is breaking ground today, that's being the president's vision. We're talking about the space beyond the BTC, how do you call the community? PHP community. The team from the UAE have planned to redesign that entire viewpoint of the Atlantic Ocean, and that is something that the president wants to see happen. We're talking today about groundbreaking for sporting facility, and that is going to be replicated in almost all of the counties. So that serves as the president's personal initiative. But these are discussions that is being held, and I'm sure that once they are completed, it brings life to our youth, it brings life to the environment, and it also contribute towards helping some young people to get hired, to get some job to do. That will also afford people the opportunity to get some daily income. So all of what you see happening around the presidency with the projects we are talking about are things that the president wants to see happen. Like he continues to say, his vision, he comes with a mission, and that mission needs to be achieved. And the vision of the president is about building this country in the way he anticipates.
The sidewalk, the AFL
Okay, so the AFL sidewalk, I'm surprised that you said that you haven't seen men at work. Except those of you who live in the Pinsville corridor, you saw a lot of activities taking place along the ELWA junction to the SKD Boulevard intersection. They've done one side of it. They are about doing the second lap on the depend from what side you're walking, but that project having ended, it is the AFL way of helping the government, and I hear a lot of recommendation now that they should even be given the contract to do all of the sidewalk, because their sidewalk look very, very impressive. It looks very, very good as compared to even some of the sidewalk we've seen in recent times. So that is something we want to give it up to the AFL. That day comes on Thursday, Armed Forces Day, and again, the recognition will never go unnoticed. The president, as part of the festivity as the commander-in-chief, is going to be there on that early morning to grace the occasion, and we look forward to working, making use of them to do a lot more of different intervention It is not their job, but they are intervening and helping the Ministry of Public Works and helping the government to get those projects going.
Yes, I'm Julius Compton from Fortune Television. The site to host the Invisible Park, we are all aware is an airstrip facility. I'd like to know, do you think is that particular area strategic to host the park? And 4 months to complete a project, is it a quick impact project?
Well, whatever way you want to call it, but it is not your maybe lack of better word, you call it quick impact. But the design of the project, the engineers and the construction team will detail that. We are informed. I know that we'll get more specific today when the president breaks ground. We'll get to know the contractors and the engineers beyond that project. But it is something that you know will happen. We need to graduate from the stage of saying that airstrip or airport cannot be in a city center. You fly it around the world. You see airports in the heart of the city, and people live around those places. People develop those facilities around airports. So I'm sure they've done the feasibility study. The aviation people are aware. So that facility come at no danger to the airport. I'm sure that before the president made a decision, there were conversation around it. He consulted the relevant institutions as to the safety of the Springs Field and then the coming of the facility. We've seen airport in countries and it's in the city center. People no longer take airport into the interior and you have to drive distance because the plane will land there and then and what have you. But it is a facility that is being approved. The aviation people have played their part. That Asian thinking that when we put it in here, when the plane coming down, breeze will break it down, it will take it from there in the Liberian main balance. I'm not sure that that's the kind of thing that we're about to put at that infrastructure. We're going to develop that place. It's going to be beautiful. You are athlete. I'm very sure that you want to be one of those touching, one of those pitches. Maybe the executive mansion will be the first team to have a test match with another group. You never tell, but it is for the good of all of us, and it's going to bring development into our country. Next question. Follow up. Let's take the follow up.
Yes. My name is Denise Nipsey, and that has to do with the 4 months time frame. I'm looking at the rainy season in terms of the 4 months. Like Julius asked, do you think it is realistic that we are entering into rainy season? And if there's any plan also for renovation of the Springfield as the government kick off with that project?
Well, I'm not in the note of what is going to happen at the Springfield in terms of renovation. But again, we are aware that the project, as of today, once the president complete the groundbreaking, starts, and of course, it's going to last for 4 months. So there's nothing that this president has said, given time frame, that has elapsed. Even if it is not completed 100%, but the project will start. If there are hurdles along the way, we will see it. We will get to know it. He's given houses to people in 3 months. They've built more than 100 homes for less fortunate people in less than 3 months. So I'm sure that they've mobilized all of the resources, and once they are ready to go, it's going to go for 4 months. So based on the research done at the facility and the conversation around it, the president has been informed, he's been assured that the project will get started and is going to get completed in 4 months. So we take it as they've said it to the president, and he's going to go there today very happy that somewhere that he started ruining his career as a player on the football field is going to get transformed. It's going to come with new beauty and new facility will be added. So yes, we are sure that it's going to get completed in 4 months.
Yeah. Okay, Justice.
Yeah,
Justice.
Mr. Deputy President, let's face it, there's real-time poverty in the rural areas, in the rural.
You call it what? Real-time poverty?
Real-time poverty.
Okay.
I mean, some of us have visited rural Liberia and we know what
Those are,
happens there.
that is how those who want to be lawmaker can present the issue.
No, let's face the fact. I mean, we're talking about what really affects the Liberian people.
Yeah.
The president has vast juries in the different counties.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. I mean, it's obvious that the counties' problems vary from one point to the other. But what are the key issues that the president is going to consult with that he has never heard from the superintendent that will transform his people's lives in terms of bread and butter issues with the 3 years remaining in his government?
Well, Justice, I want to assure you, the president has received reports from the counties. He haven't gone to those counties. Some reports, I'm not saying false, but people are very good at putting things on paper. The president is going to have a first-hand approach to what is being reported to him by his vast jury. He's going to individually talk to citizens of the counties. The president will be on local radio stations interacting with the citizens. They will be complaining their chiefs, their elders. The president will be meeting those county administrations. Whether it's the superintendent, it's the chief, and those bread and butter issues will be seen by the president firsthand. He comes from where hardship, he knows everything about hardship. So even with the rural condition between here and the southeast, the counties that are now targeted, he's aware of the challenges, but he's not shying away to make the travels. So it tells you that he's prepared to go beyond the limit. And he's going to go to those towns, those villages. It's going to be a forum. It's a citizen engagement. It is not about the usual big shots kind of a thing when the president is out there. So it's going to be very friendly. And I'm very convinced that based on the things the president will be saying along the way, we'll be making some decisions while we're traveling along with the president. So the president is not just going into the counties and hold meetings and see the county after 10 years, 3 years of his administration, and people make those reports that are not realistic. Why do you think the president at times just do unannounced visit to projects? It's because he's sent the document to his office, but he wants to see firsthand what is out there that people are talking about. So he's going to go to those counties. For Bond County, there will be issues, like you rightly said. Nema County varies. River G will be a different story. Grand Gita story will not be the same. The situation in Maryland will be different. The one in Grand Crew will equally be different. So as we go to the county, we are confronted with the issue, and the president holding those meetings, there will be decisions. So the president would not just go to listen and then people think that it's going to be a fun fair kind of a thing. So I want to assure you and the people following by your medium that it's a very serious county tour, and the president is not going there for the fun of it. He's going there for the purpose of engaging the people, and he's going to be acting on some of the things that people will be telling him. There will be some immediate response, and there will be issues that he may take days to act upon, but he's not going there for the fun fair. He's going there for a very serious citizen engagement.
Chairman, can we just take two more?
Snanga.
Yeah, Mr. Deputy Presidential Press Secretary Damon Snanga, Spoon FM and TV. My question has got to do with the just ended cabinet meeting.
Yeah.
That the caption was successful or good. And then the president, prior to the cabinet meeting, had asked for progress report from various cabinet ministers and sounded a warning again as he did during the State of the Nation address that there's no time to waste, no time at all. So what I want to know from you, Mr. Tobe, is which then categorizes the good? Is it that the reports that were given by the cabinet ministers were good in terms of work done, or the meeting as a whole was cordial in terms of work done? So that's just what I want to know.
Well, I think the meeting as a whole was good. It was cordial. And the activities of the president having stopped, like I just said, if you tell a Liberian man to give you a document, he can give you a dossier of everything around his working. And the reason why the president asked those cabinet ministers through the office of the director of cabinet is that it's not just about coming or say you're going to work in the morning, but all of those ministries and agency or those cabinet ministers have issues to address, they got challenges in the office. They have to tell the president the progress report. So what the president is currently doing now is that he's going through those reports that they submitted, and the president has said there is no room for error. So one thing I like about President Weah is that he knows when to act. It is not about him acting on what people will say about the performance of those cabinet ministers. There's a whole noise or conversation around town as to when the president is going to shake up, when he's going to move people, and even people in the government are worried because no one knows when the president will strike. They've submitted their report. He's the principal of the school. He's going through their grade sheets, and those grade sheets will be evaluated. And at the appropriate time, the president will go for promotion or demotion, but based on their progress report. So he's not rushing. He's asked them, they've presented to the principal of the school, put it in that sense, and he's reading through the papers, but he's not taking error. So if you got error in your performance or in something on your grade sheet, the president will take his time to see it. He's holding those conversations around it, but he's not being pushed. He's not running into it. But no one knows when he's going to strike. So we are all working at the will and pleasure of the president. Those performance reports have been perused, and the decision to be made comes from the president.
Now I'm taking
the last question.
All right, my name is Morov Chuman from Global TV, and my concern have been tuned to the presidential Latin project, of course. And Liberia is not made of just Maserati, neither Morovia, of course, that we have seen, and some part of Morovia and Maserati being elected. And how soon do we expect? With the president often say, legislation is one primary concern of the agenda, and then with that, how soon do we expect the regional part of Liberia that could be elected as soon as possible as well?
So we know that the LRSG, the Liberia, Africa's Sierra Leone and Guinea project, CLSG, okay, it's been worked on. It is a very big project. We are informed that that project should get commissioned sometime in March. People in Ganta, for example, are benefiting. Some of the counties in the southeast, to include Maryland County. We are struggling for current here electricity, but some people in some of the counties that have already connected to that service. But the entire commissioning ceremony, you see people building bigger transmission poles. It is for the importance of helping us provide more energy, more current. So what you see happening here will also go to the counties. So, like you rightly said, Morovia is not Liberia, and it is not something to talk about because it sounds like a broken record. Everybody knows that, and the president is aware. So, when the project gets completed in the Moserado suburb, they move into the counties like the Robertsfield Highway is in Mangidi. They're doing a new road. That road will come with lighting. There will be a system placed there that will provide lights along the road. Mangibi here in Kakata will also benefit. The supply of that service is coming from the Africans. It passing through Banga, it's going through Nimba. It passes through Moserala, it's on its way to Seville. So Bombing County stand a chance to benefit. So we are hoping that upon the commissioning ceremony of that facility, the distribution will be able to put lights in every city. And it's going to be a boost to our economy because people who are involved into industrial work burn too much diesel, and they think that it's time to move away. People are getting involved into solar energy to cut down costs. So this administration will look at all of those very important things, and the president will not go to bed relax and forgetting about those important things. It is very important. The counties will benefit. The country will be safe. There will be lights. It's a gradual process, but the administration stands ready to accomplish the vision of the president, which is very key to this. So we know that we got other runs outside today. Let me again say thanks to all of you for coming. We'll see you later on this afternoon at the groundbreaking ceremony. We expect to see us four like you've turned out here on today, because again the president will be breaking ground for that invisible park. We are getting set for the county tour, which of course will include some of you, not all of you, but we are happy that this family is growing. We're receiving more people wanting to join your team of reporters here. We are open. I want to say thanks for providing us another opportunity to speak to the audience through your various platform. And until we can meet and talk again, I say thank you.